now. Hello, YouTube, are you here? Lately, when I've tried to go live with you, it has basically come on and said, you're not connected. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. I'm trying to connect. There's beautiful people there on YouTube. So, welcome, welcome. Come on in. I'm already live over here on my Facebook page. Come on in, you guys. All right, so we are starting the 7-day fasting challenge starting today. So, we're going to start doing lots of content all week long, all about fasting. So, hello, Berkeley. Hello, Shirley. All right, I need to get going over on Instagram because I am already 2 minutes late, and I do not like being late to this show. People start going, okay, where is the boy? So, I'm here. All right, so let's get going, and here we go. Join us on a 7-day water fasting challenge. It starts today. This is day number 1 here on Jimmy Rants. Click on that little box down there in the corner for IGTV. You can see all the full details about it. JimmyRants.com is the website, and as always, you can engage live in the content. You got to go follow me. I'm over on Instagram. I'm at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage live in the content just like all these amazing people coming in right here today on Jimmy Rants. We're also simulcasting over here on my Facebook page, so thank you guys for being here. And finally, we're here on my YouTube channel, live streaming as well. So welcome, Jimmy Rants family. It's always a pleasure to have you here on the show. If you missed the live here on Instagram, be sure to watch the replay on IGTV. Getting quite a few views on IGTV. So if you happen to miss 11 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, when we typically go live, I do a few others during the week as well, but 11 a.m. seems to be kind of the really hard time. I do it every single day during the week. If you miss it, just go watch the replay on IGTV on demand. As soon as the show is over, I put notes and it's posted on my page on Instagram, so you know I have a brand new video there. We also post it over on YouTube, so go check that out. Usually within like an hour or two after the show is over, it's up on YouTube on replay. Finally, you can go to JimmyRants.com, and all the past episodes are housed there on demand. But guys, today, I have been teasing this for about a week now. We are starting a 7-day water fasting challenge. Now, last year on Jimmy Rants, I did 2 or 3 of these, and they were wildly popular. I remember when I first got the idea, hey, let's throw out, getting people to do a water fasting challenge. Let's see who would be interested. So I threw it out there on my Instagram page. Hey, I'm gonna lead a public corporate water fasting challenge, water and salt only for 1 week. Who's in? And I had hundreds of people write to me and say, I'm in. I'm like, what? Like, I was hoping for like 25 or 30, but hundreds of people. Now, not all of them stuck around for the full week, and that's okay. I think if you're even attempting to try fasting at all, you should be applauded, and you should be proud of yourself for pushing yourself further than you ever thought possible. And for a lot of people, fasting is not really a part of their routine, other than maybe intermittent fasting, which if you're keto, intermittent fasting is called eating keto, because most people who eat a ketogenic, carnivore, real food type of diet, you're eating within a tight window of maybe 6 to 8 hours, which leaves the rest of the day for intermittent fasting. But what we're doing this week is not just intermittent fasting, but what's called an extended fast. So an extended fast is really anything that's a fast over 1 day. So we're going to talk about a lot of the intricacies of fasting. And just so you know, and I made the mistake the other day on my Ask Me Anything, somebody said, do you know a good resource for fasting? And I was like, is that a joke? Or are you seriously asking? She's like, no, I need a resource. And I was like, well, you know I wrote one, right, with Dr. Jason Funk. She's like, no, I didn't. I was like, really? Like, how many years has this book been out? But The Complete Guide to Fasting is what it's called. And I did write this book in 2016. It came out with Dr. Jason Fung. And we're pretty proud of this book. We put literally all the intricacies of intermittent fasting, all the intricacies of what's called alternate day fasting, where you skip days, you eat Monday, don't eat Tuesday, you eat Wednesday, don't eat Thursday. And then, of course, extended fasting. And in preparation for this book, Jimmy Moore did a whole bunch of variety of different kinds of fasting, including extended fasting for 21 days. Now, I don't think 21 days is necessary anymore. I think if you go 7 days, that's probably the maximum for great benefits. But of course, if you feel good after 7 days and you want to keep going, please don't let me discourage you. But I do think at some point you get the law of diminishing returns kicking in. And it's definitely after 7 days, typically, in my view and my experience with people doing extended fasting. So we're doing this 7-day fast. It's starting today. Typically, when I have done these corporate fasts like this, I come on here and I've already been fasting since yesterday. Because typically, when you start a fast on, say, a Monday, like we are today, your last meal was whatever you ate the day before. So typically, I probably would have already had my last meal, maybe 3 o'clock yesterday. Well, one of the things that I've learned over the years of doing long fasts is you don't just jump into a fast if you're not ready, okay? So if you're watching this and you're going, okay, I'm gung-ho about fasting, tell me more, Jimmy. I'm here to help, and I've got some essentials for being successful on an extended fast. And the very first essential I'm going to tell you is if you have stress or other outside things that might inhibit you from feeling your best, you might want to hold off on fasting. And that's exactly what happened to me this morning. I had every intention of waking up, whatever my last meal was yesterday. I don't even remember. I think it was 4 or 5 o'clock yesterday when I had my last meal. But when I woke up this morning, I was under a little more stress. I had some things happen over the weekend that were stressful. And so I was feeling that stress in the form of hunger. And so I don't want anybody to be the hero. Oh no, I'm doing this Jimmy Moore's 7-day water fasting challenge. I need to just gut it out if I'm not feeling well. And especially if you're not feeling well because of stress. No. That's not how this works. Because if you're stressed, you're going to just be in such pain doing an extended fast. So just about an hour ago, I had me some eggs cooked in butter with some cheese to try to calm down a lot of that. I've also been doing some meditation and some other things to de-stress. So if you are stressed in your life right now, chill. Do the things to get your body under control. And obviously the things that are going on in our country right now, people are under stress from that. So if you know that about yourself and you know, okay, I don't have that under control, try to get that under control before you start fasting. Don't be the hero. So I officially am starting my fast literally right now. Like I ate an hour ago. That was my last meal. This is day number 1, and I'll go all the way till about 10 a.m. Eastern time on Monday next week. So that's how this fast is going to go for me. But a lot of you guys have already started because I teased it over the weekend. We're going to start on Monday. So a lot of you have already started your fasting, and that's wonderful. Keep it up. So when I'm referencing the days, this is day number 1, just meaning June the 1st is when we started this. You might be on your actual day 2 by the time we start talking about some of these things. So don't get confused. But more than anything, what I want to do here is offer up some advice. Because a lot of you've never done more than intermittent fasting. And when I did these corporate fasts last year, that's the most a lot of people had done. And I was really impressed by the people that had never fasted for more than 12 hours before. And then they made it the whole week. Or people that's gone 36 hours and they're like, there's no way I could make it 7 days. And they went from 36 hours to 7 days of fasting. So it is possible, you guys, and I want to encourage you with that if this seems so outside the realm of possibility, how in the world could I fast, not eat water and salt only for a week? You can do it. And if you're just joining us, yes, we are starting 7 days in a row of just water and salt only fasting. And I encourage you to pick up a copy of my book with Dr. Jason Fung called The Complete Guide to Fasting. This is available on Amazon, pretty much wherever books are sold. It's in the paperback version that you see here, Kindle, and then I read the audiobook version of it as well. So get the resources to try to help you. So that's the first real essential beyond de-stressing your body. Real essential is start educating yourself on all the benefits, because I know you guys are probably going to put in your comment, what are the benefits of fasting? Well, we put them all in the Complete Guide to Fasting so you can learn all about it. But there are some other kind of nuanced things that you want to be aware of and you want to do to prepare yourself. And one of them is mindset. I think a lot of people come into a fast dreading it from the very beginning. And if you're one of those people who thinks fasting is the other F word, that's what I call it in the Complete Guide to Fasting. Fasting is not the other F word. Then I think you need to have a mindset shift that sees it as a positive, rather than seeing it as, oh no, I can't eat anything at all. Instead, tell yourself, I'm going to be okay. And I'm choosing not to eat for a period of time with the sole purpose of improving my health. Okay? So if you go into it with that positive mindset, then you're setting yourself up for success. I think the people that freak themselves out the most is, oh no, I'm starving myself. I can't starve myself because I'm missing amino acids and I can't build muscle. I'm going to leach all my muscles and da 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 da. Oh, and by the way, don't tell anybody in your family or your friends that you're fasting. They will think you're needing to go to a mental hospital. They just don't understand it. Now, you would hope that now that fasting is a little more mainstream and out there in the public, that people would understand it more, but they don't. They're going to judge you up, down, and in between. So don't ever tell people you are going on a fast, or they're going to wonder what's wrong with you. Oh, why are you starving yourself? Oh, what's wrong? Is something happening in your life? Oh, can I help? And they're just going to judge you up and down, which adds stress, which then makes you hungry. So I would say definitely put yourself in the right mindset to get started on your fast. Another thing that I would say is essential is if you're not already fat adapted, keto adapted, allowing your body to use ketones as the primary fuel source, you must like pain if you want to do a 7-day fast. Because I have not yet met a person that enjoys fasting that does not already have their metabolism in a place where it's already mimicking the effects of fasting. Did you know that if you eat a low carb, high fat ketogenic diet, you're basically doing what's called fed fasting? So a lot of the benefits that you get from fasting, they're mimicked by a ketogenic diet. Now there's some things that cannot be mimicked by keto that you get from fasting. And again, we talk all about it in my book, The Complete Guide to Fasting. But the one I'm thinking of the most is autophagy, the cleaning up of the dead proteins that are just floating around in your body. Keto does not clean those up. Fasting over an extended period of time, definitely at least 3 days, does. And so there's so many benefits, but you've got to be keto adapted first. Otherwise, your body is going to rebel. Think about it when you are a sugar burner. When you're a sugar burner, your body is primarily running on glucose as its fuel. All right? And so if your primary source of energy is glucose, and then you stop eating glucose, what's the body going to do? It's going to scream at you to eat something to produce glucose. That's why you get hungry so often eating a carb-based diet. When you are fat adapted, eating mostly fat and protein, letting ketones rule the roost in your body, what happens? You stay pretty chill. You could go very long periods of time. I know people spontaneously fast for up to like 24 hours because you're simply not hungry when you're in a ketogenic state. And it's true. So day 1, which is today of this 7-day fast, this should be the easiest day of your entire fasting experience, because other than just not eating again, you don't really have all the hunger and all the other things that a sugar burner would have. So day one should be a cinch. Let that fuel you. If you are already fat adapted, let that fuel you to be encouraged. Okay, you're going to make it through today. Now, we'll talk about in the coming days the challenges that come in day 2, 3, how you overcome those. So stay tuned for that. But getting started, if you're not already keto adapted, obviously you can't just get keto adapted today. So if you're not keto adapted, I would say you're probably going to want to hold off on extended fasting until your body is used to using ketones for fuel. Okay. All right. Speaking of ketones, I will be measuring all week long using this BioSense. So I told you guys about this meter recently. It is a breath ketone meter that is pharmaceutical grade. BioSense, BioSense is what it's called. And I've been talking about them quite a bit. Their website, mybiosense.com. And if you put in a coupon code Jimmy, they do give you free shipping, and I think it's $20 off. So get one of these. It's incredible because what it does is it interprets through breath ketones beta hydroxybutyrate levels. And so it's about a 10-to-1 ratio. So whatever number shows up on here is 10 times greater than whatever the blood ketone would be. So for example, if you blew a 10 on this device, that is equivalent to a 1.0 on the blood ketone. Now, some of you going into this may not blow very high on that first time that you're blowing on the first day. And that's okay. In fact, I'll do it in real time. It has to warm up. So let's let it warm up here. So I've got it turned on. It's preparing. And as soon as it gets done, it's buzzing on me to let me know that it's preparing. Now, again, I've been highly stressed over the weekend and into this morning, so I don't anticipate my ketones being very good right now, but we'll see what they are here in a minute. By day 3, 4, this should just be off the charts high. And what you're looking for with measuring ketones is the existence of fat burning. So if you don't have very high ketones to start, it's okay. I don't think you need to worry about that. I don't think you need to overly concern yourself about not having high ketones early. I promise you, you stick around into day 3, 4, you're gonna see incredible ketone production, because think about it, when you're not eating food, what is sustaining you energy-wise? What is giving you all of the properties that would keep you functioning as a human being? It's ketone bodies. No, you're not burning muscle. No, you're not losing muscle. You are actually tapping into body fat stores. And even the most lean person still has body fat on them that can be turned into energy in the body. And for a lot of us, we have a lot of stored body fat, so we're able to tap into that. And that's part of the magic of fasting as well. It's still warming up, by the way. Part of the magic of fasting is you're tapping into stored body fat. And that's a good thing. Now, you're not doing fasting for weight loss. I know some people are like, well, I want to lose weight, so I'm just going to fast for a week. Okay, you will lose weight, but it's not necessarily your primary goal to lose weight. There's plenty of other reasons to be fasting besides weight loss. And we can talk about that in episodes later in the week. All right, so if I press start, I blow into it, and then it will buzz at me when I have blown enough. So you guys ready? If you just joined us, this is the BioSense meter. Mybiosense.com, coupon code Jimmy, you get $20 off and free shipping. All right, let me wipe my mouth off so I don't slobber all over it. All right, here we go. All right, it started buzzing at me. So it's analyzing. So it usually takes about 30-ish seconds to analyze. And as soon as it gives me the number, again, I've been highly stressed, so I don't anticipate great ketone numbers right now. We'll see what it says here in a second. All right, so it says 5. As you can see, it says 5. 5 is equivalent to 0.5 on the blood meter, which if you followed my work for a while, you know 0.5 is the bottom end of nutritional ketosis. So I am in ketosis already, duh. I would hope I would be, but I do anticipate that going much higher than that within the next few days. I will, on every Jimmy Rants update that I do, I will do another blow of the reading so you can see in real time what's happening with my breath ketones. I will likely on my Instagram page maybe do various readings throughout the day once we're heavy into this a little bit, maybe day 3, 4, to show you what happens to your blood or breath ketones, which does have equivalent. Now, if you don't have one of these BioSense meters, it's okay. Just test it in some way. I know a lot of you guys have various blood ketone meters. If you can test for ketones, that's great. Definitely test just to kind of take a peek in. If you don't have a way to test or you can't afford something like a BioSense, don't worry about it. You don't have to do it. It's just really interesting data to show you, yes, shifts are happening in your metabolism that's mobilizing stored body fat for energy, which is one of the kind of cool things about fasting that's happening. Now, something else that you could measure, and you should measure, that's an essential for being successful on an extended fast, is testing for your blood sugar. A lot of you guys have a glucometer that you've been using, whether you're a type 2 diabetic or not. I think everybody should own a glucometer just for the data it provides you about foods you eat, and in the context of a fast, what's going on in your body. And one of the really interesting things that people that go on an extended fast find is their blood sugar does not go low, 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 low always. Some people, they'll see their blood sugar go low. I've seen it as low as like in the 40s for me, deep into a fast when you're doing an extended fast. And I feel completely fine even with the 40s. Other people though, day 5, 6, 7 of a fast can pop a 120, a 130, and they're going, what in the world? So it's fascinating when you start to see that, because what that is your body releasing fat stores. And deep within your fat stores, people don't think about this. You just think of your body fat, oh, you're gross, you're obese, blah, blah, blah. But what it actually is your body trying to protect you from toxins. And so when you have body fat that then suddenly becomes released from fasting, what's inside of the fat stores? A lot of times it's sugar. And so when you test your blood sugar, you're going to see elevations in your blood sugar. Now, of course, I talked about earlier, stress can also raise your blood sugar, on and on and on. So you could do a glucometer, but some of the people that have become wise over the past couple of years say, hey, we need to be promoting people wearing what's called a continuous glucose monitor, a CGM. And for the longest time, the only CGM on the market has been this one. It's called Freestyle Libre. And it's this little thing that you stick in your arm. And I will do that here in just a minute. But for 14 days, it will show you exactly what your blood glucose is pretty much on a whim. You can just, it's called a flash glucose monitor, where you take this meter, run it over the little sensor, and then it will show you in real time what your blood sugar is at that very moment. Now, this part that I'm about to show you, and yes, I'm about to stick a needle in my arm on Jimmy Rants, so there's the needle. I'm gonna stick that to the side for now. And here is the applicator. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to put one of these into your arm, because people freak out about this. Like I've never understood why people have such a negative perception about using a continuous glucose monitor, because, oh my God, there's a needle in your arm. You don't feel it. I think there's just so many kind of negative perceptions people have, and that's unfortunate, because I think this is such a powerful tool. Now, Freestyle Libre is not the only one out there. I know there's other ones that are out there. I've seen a lot of my fellow keto people talking about, I think it's called NutriSense or something. And I'm trying to find some of these other companies that are doing it. Unfortunately, right now, the only way you can get one of these is by prescription. So you'll see I actually have a prescription right there that I had this prescribed for me. And so I have access to some doctors to do that. your doctor may not do this for you. So I'm working on other companies that are making it available where you don't have to go to your doctor to get this. So let me get this going here, and I'm gonna twist it into place. All right, so now it's applied on the thing. You can see the needle right in there. Yes, we have needle about to go in Jimmy Moore's arm. You guys are sadistic enough to want to watch me do this, don't you? Now, the ideal place to put it is kind of on the back part of your arm. Why? Because it tends to be a little bit out of the way. It's also very soft back there, the skin, so you don't want to like go through a whole lot of muscle when you're putting this in. The point is get it in and then start using it to test your blood sugar. So, moment of truth, guys, you ready? We're gonna put this in real time. So, all right, here we go. So you press it up against the skin, and in 3, 2, 1, push, and it's in. That's it. Did you see me jump? Did you see me get squeamish? Did you see anything that was wrong? But there it is. So now it is in. It has an adhesive behind there, so it holds it into place quite well. And after I'm done here, I will activate the sensor. I actually have an app on my iPhone that will allow me to start it. I think usually the sensor takes about an hour once you turn it on to recognize that there's a sensor in the arm. It takes about an hour, and then once that hour is over, you can pretty much just on a whim test your blood sugar. And it's pretty cool, and it stays in for 2 weeks. So I'll be doing this fasting challenge for the next week, and then I'll have extra data for when I start eating again to see exactly what is happening in real time with the blood sugar. But it's pretty cool. If you've never worn a continuous glucose monitor before, that was painless. Like, everybody freaks out about that needle, but it's really no big deal. Now, if that freaks you out, okay, prick your little finger and do it every single day. To me, it's a lot worse pricking your fingers every day, especially if you're doing like multiple readings. I get unlimited readings now with this thing, where I would have to prick my finger every time I would want that reading. Now it's just bloop, 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 and I don't feel the needle in there at all. The worst thing I feel is like a little bit of, I can feel where the adhesive is. That's it. That's it. So anyway, we'll be sharing that data with you guys as well throughout the week. And I think testing blood sugar is an essential for being successful, because if you start feeling bad and you start feeling hungry, I would say you've got one of two things going on. Your blood sugar is either going very, very high because of stress or some other things that might be going on in your world, or very, very low and you're getting hypoglycemic, which again can be detrimental when you're trying to be in a fasted state. So the goal is not to stay like in the 80s and 90s like you would when you're keto. The goal is probably to be in like the 70s, maybe 60s for your blood sugar. And in the context of fasting over an extended period of time, that is considered normal. People start seeing blood sugar go below 80. Oh my gosh, I'm going into hypoglycemia. No, you're not. You're going into a very relaxed position in your body. And think about it. Your glucose needs, when you're not eating any food at all, your glucose needs are so incredibly low that you don't need a lot of glucose. You don't need a lot of circulating glucose in the body. You're not giving it a lot of sources of glucose. You don't need it. So don't freak out about the lower blood sugar. And here's the thing I tell people often as well, and we'll get into this in a few days once we start seeing the rise in the ketone levels. When you see ketone levels go upwards of over 2.0 on the blood ketones, which is equivalent to 20 on the Biosense, or higher, you will see a corresponding drop in the blood sugar levels. And that makes sense. When blood sugar goes down, ketones step up in the place of where the blood sugar was, because think about what blood sugar does in the body. It provides you energy. This is why carb burners have to keep eating carbs, because that is their primary energy source. But when you are a fat and ketone burner, what's your primary source of energy? It's ketones. Do you need a lot of blood sugar when your ketones are higher? No. So when I start sharing my readings and maybe it gets down in the 50s, it's not time to freak out and wonder if Jimmy Moore's okay. No, I'm okay, because at the same time you see 50s in the blood sugar, you're going to see a corresponding 3.5, 4.2 on the breath ketones. So, all right, essentials for being successful. We're calling this a water and salt only fast. So guess what? Those of you that were watching last year during my water fasting challenges, what's the phrase I use for when you drink some water? Yes, it's dilly dilly. So dilly dilly. Water, you guys, is the lifeblood of your fasting. If you're not drinking water early and often during a fast, you got to get on the bandwagon. You're going to learn very quickly that when you feel like you're hungry on your fast, you're actually thirsty. And keep in mind, just like with ketosis, fasting is dumping glycogen stores. Now, a lot of you are already keto adapted and you've dumped quite a bit of your glycogen stores. When you fast, you dump more. When you dump more, you pee more. So if you start noticing that you urinate more often, it's no big deal. That is completely normal. Replenish that water and try to get as clean a water as you can. I know when I started talking about fasting with various experts, there was a cancer researcher, Thomas Seyfried, who uses ketosis with cancer patients. And he said, oh, you need to be drinking distilled water. Now, I thought that was a little bit draconian to have to do distilled water. I guess the point was don't have any impurities in there. I get this purified water from Sam's Club that I drink. It's pretty much exclusively what I drink. And in there, you can add various things to kind of help. So one of the things that I've found is this thing from Keto Chow called Fasting Drops. I showed these last year, and the fasting drops are basically concentrated forms of sodium and magnesium. Don't put it straight up. Keto Neogenesis Beth challenged me to do it straight up last year, and it was the most disgusting thing. I'm not doing that again, Beth, sorry. But it was disgusting. It was funny, but it was gross. But fasting drops, ketochow.xyz if you want to go get some. I think they're also on Amazon. So get these, and you can drop it, like some drops, into your water, and then you get added minerals that can help you deal with the fast. Of course, good old-fashioned salt is always in season. I love the Redmond's Real Salt, so you can try that as well. One of the cool tricks about using salt is when you get to that point in your fast where you're like, oh my God, I'm going to bite my hand off if I don't get some food. I want you, when you get to that point, because you will, when you get to that point, I want you to put a little bit of salt in your mouth, like stick it on your thing, and stick it underneath your tongue, okay? So people ask, well, how much salt? I don't care, however much you want to put in there. I don't think you need to overdo it, but don't just do a couple little things of salt and think that's it. A couple of grains ain't gonna do it. You probably need maybe like a teaspoon worth, a half a teaspoon worth, and stick it underneath your tongue, and then just let it ooze there. Just let it sit there, and what will happen is you will get the sensation that you're getting a meal, your body's cravings and all that hunger will calm down, and of course, follow it up with some water, and you feel like you just ate some soup when you have salt underneath the tongue. It works, you guys. I know it sounds crazy. Oh my gosh, how is salt gonna calm down hunger? It will. It will. And if your goal is to make it to 7 days, I'm gonna tell you, if you're in day 1, 2, 3 of a fast, salt is gonna be your sweet elixir for making sure you stay on plan to be successful. These fasting drops do the same thing. So definitely use these as tools. These are all things that are setting you up to succeed. And I think if you go into a 7-day fast, you're not doing this willy-nilly. If you are, you're going to fail. You're going to think it's miserable. You're going to think fasting is horrible. I think you need to set yourself up for success by having these things at the ready. And knowing these things ahead of time is so helpful. Like, think about it. Had I not told you about the salt trick, had I not told you to drink enough water because you're going to feel like you're hungry but you're actually thirsty, had I not told you to just put your mindset in the right place so that you're understanding why you're doing this and you're not putting negative thoughts of, oh, I'm starving myself, oh, I'm leaching my muscles, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. This is not a big deal. People like to make a big deal about fasting. I have never understood that. What is so hard to understand about just don't eat? Just don't eat. And one of the things you can do to set yourself up for success is don't be the hero. If you get into this 24 hours and you're doing fine, keep going. If you get into it 48 hours and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I've salted up, I've watered up, I just feel like crap in the fast. Like there's no virtuosity in continuing on doing something that's causing you misery and pain. Okay? But just the first little sign of craving, the first little sign of hunger, that is not reason enough to quit your fast. I can tell you that I have been deep into a 21-day fast, and very famously, the very first fast that I did that was 21 days, trying to get to 21 days, I got to 17 and a half days. My stomach growled for hours on end. And I was like, okay, I guess I need to end the fast. But it was like my sign that, okay, and I knew the reason why it got to that point where my stomach was growling so hard at me was I was highly stressed about a situation. And guys, try your very best to manage stressful situations. I get it. We got COVID-19. We got the unrest in our country. There's going to be things that are going to probably stress you, but if they get too much for you and you can't take it anymore, don't feel like you have to push through that and be in agony. End the fast, whatever time you end it, and then just try again in a few weeks. It's no big deal. I did this on the last time we did this corporate fast. It was right before I left on sabbatical. I was leading a 7-day fast, and I think it was 2.5, 3 days in, I was just too stressed. There was stuff going on in my life, getting ready for the sabbatical, and I just could not focus on the fast. So I had to end early, and I was a little bit shamed by that. Even though I knew it's okay to end it, it felt shameful for me because I'm sitting here trying to lead a corporate fast and then the leader has to drop out. But it was also an indication that anybody can end a fast if you need to. So don't be the hero if you need to do that. But these are just a few of the essentials for being successful on an extended fast. It is day number 1 of 7 days. So wherever you are, if you've already started, a lot of you guys have already been fasting for almost 24 hours. Some of you are just hearing about this for the first time. Please come in, join us. We're going to be here all week with fresh content, all about fasting, literally all week long into the weekend. So we'll be here at 11 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. And then over the weekend, I'll probably do a 2 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. So you get support all week long. We're definitely going to have an Ask Me Anything about fasting coming up on Friday to stick with the normal format of what we do here on Jimmy Rants. But I definitely want to see what you guys have to say about the essentials for being successful on extended fast. Those of you that have fasted before, I want to hear from your experience as well about what other essentials there should be for being successful on an extended fast. I know you're tempted to ask a lot of questions about fasting. Just try to hold those off until Friday. I suppose here and there we'll pick some, but otherwise that might be all we do on these Q&A times on Jimmy Rants is answer a bunch of questions about fasting. But thank you for being here. We're going to come to Instagram Live first, then we'll pop over to Facebook Live, finally on YouTube Live. So thank you all for being here today. JimmyRants.com is the website. See what you guys have to say all about this topic. Linda says, just getting back onto keto, so I'm going to join you but not participate. Yeah, and that's cool. I mean, I think if you need to get keto adapted, then get keto adapted. Because once you're keto adapted, 2 to 4 weeks for most people, you will spontaneously start intermittent fasting. And then once you're intermittent fasting spontaneously without even thinking about it, then is when you're ready to try fasting. But yeah, these videos will stay up here on IGTV. They'll stay on YouTube, stay on JimmyRants.com. So go back and reference them. In fact, some of the ones we did last year, you can actually see right now, JimmyRants.com and on YouTube, and that might be helpful as well as you're going through this. So we're already getting the question. So Miss Chris wants to know if you can have black coffee. Yes, you can have black coffee. Just try to avoid the sweeteners and try to avoid adding any like heavy cream or anything like that. So, oh, by the way, I'm going to do a whole episode all about the things you should not do when fasting, and I just want to quickly address this one. Do not drink bulletproof coffee and think you are fasting. You are not. You are not. Now, I know that's controversial because there's other people out there that are saying, oh, well, drink bulletproof coffee, have bone broth, have this, have that, and you're still fasting. No, you are not. What you're doing is you're drinking liquid calories. Last time I checked, liquid calories is still calories. Last time I checked, when you have calories in the midst of a fast, and a fast is defined as not eating, not fasting. Now, if you want to do a modified version of this and add those things in and think you're going to get benefits, great. But let's not pretend like bulletproof coffee, bone broth, anything else that you add to this is going to enhance your fasting experience. It is not fasting. True fasting is water and salt only. Paler Mother Actor says, gotta remember that sensor readings not the same as a finger stick, but good ballpark. Been using the Freestyle Libre for about a year. So thank you for that. You can actually, on the app or on the little sensor device thing, that the reader, you can actually finger prick and get a direct reading, and then it will calibrate the Libre. But yeah, it's not really about the absolute number on the Freestyle Libre. It's more of the trend of what's happening with your blood sugar, and that's what I always look for on there. All right. Dilly Dilly says KSN. That's good stuff. What effects of long-term fasting on blood ores? Does it lower it? Ores. What is blood ores? Is that blood sugar? In the temporary, it does lower it. I think more than anything, forget blood sugar effects. I think it helps to lower insulin. And that's kind of the goal. We want to lower insulin levels. And think about what you're doing when you're fasting. You're giving your pancreas a break. Like, think about how hard the pancreas has to work, especially those of us that have had insulin resistance and metabolic damage from past carb exposure on a consistent basis. It's just had to work overtime. Can you imagine? You're like, okay, it's time for you to go take a cruise for a week, pancreas, because we don't need you to work so hard this week. And so that's the biggest thing that you're doing when you're fasting, is you're giving your pancreas a much needed break. Oh, Beth wants me to stick the keto chow under not my tongue directly. Yeah, we're not doing that again, Beth, but thank you for playing. Have a nice day. Jillian says, I started my fast at 9 p.m. last night. Yep. Marley says, I have activities already in mind when you are wanting to eat out of boredom. Oh, that's good. That's a great tip. Keep busy. Don't let the don't let the boredom force you to eat. And of course, we've all been kind of cooped up in our houses with COVID-19, so that's kind of forced us to be around that. So hopefully by now you kind of coped with not falling prey to that anyway. But that's good. You've got activities in mind. That is a great thing to have as an essential for being successful. When you feel like you're bored and you want to eat, here's what you can do. I can tell you, I need to mow my grass today. My front and backyard are starting to get really bad. So I'm going to go out there and mow my grass. And it's beautiful sunshine, so I'll get vitamin D. That'll be nourishment for the body. It's all good, right? Sharon says, I didn't last time, but can we have some carbonated water like LaCroix? Yeah. Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with LaCroix. I think the biggest thing for most people when it comes to beverages during a fast, and it's not axiomatically true for everybody, but some people get a stoking of hunger when they use artificial sweeteners. Now, again, I don't think that's across the board. Everybody gets that hunger feeling. If you feel like you want to do that and you get benefit from it, then by all means drink some LaCroix. I did the full 7 days with you last July, but once again, everyone in my house is telling me what a horrible idea. Oh yeah, don't tell them. That's the bottom line. Don't tell them. Lindsay says, should we still exercise when fasting? Yeah, that's the up or down of this. I know some people, they're like, oh yeah, man, I'm in day 6 of my fast and I'm still going to the gym and working out and da da da. Okay, if that's you and you enjoy that, go for it. I think it's not smart to push your body so hard at the gym, so hard with working out, that you actually stoke hunger. And for a lot of people, you do. And so that is a concern. I don't think you need to be sedentary this week, but I do think that if you're going to do exercise, back off on the intensity somewhat. So do, obviously, like I'm going to do today, the light yard work, mowing my grass, doing the garden, that kind of thing. If you want to walk on a treadmill, you want to do elliptical, da-da-da. I don't think this is the week to try to set PRs in the gym of lifting, but maybe some light working out as well, lifting weights. But I know from my personal experience that when I try to do what's called glycolytically demanding exercise, heavy lifting, got my tractor tire out there, I have two things happen. I start blacking out and I get very, very hungry afterwards. So I know for me, it's a hard no, but it's certainly something worth testing for yourself. All right, it paused. All right, now we're back. B. Parkman says the Daniel fast for people who like to eat when they fast. Yeah, yeah. I hate these things that call themselves fasts when they're not fasts at all. Yeah, don't get me started on that. Jax says, I'm not fasting this week because I just donated blood, but I'll be doing a 7-day fast this month for sure. Yeah, when you're trying to regenerate blood, it's probably not smart to be fasting. So good for you recognizing that that's not a good idea, Jax. But thank you. And I know you're a fasting queen, so we will see you on the fasting train very soon. All right, let's come over here. Thank you, Instagram, to my Facebook followers. What's up, you guys? See what you have to say about this fasting. I did 21 days in January, says Norma. Don't think I'll ever do that again. Yeah, I don't think when you go over 7 days, I think you start getting the law of diminishing returns. It sounds glorious to go over 7. Okay, maybe it doesn't sound glorious, but it sounds like, okay, you're doing better to go, over 7 days. Not necessarily. Here's my rationale. If you go 21 days, you can't fast again for probably another 4 to 5-ish months. You shouldn't fast that long and then go into a fast again soon thereafter. But if you fast for 7 days, you could probably fast another 7 days in about 4 to 6 weeks, and then another 7 days in about 4 to 6 weeks. And I think it's that cumulative effect of these fasts over time and not necessarily the long duration during one extended fast that makes the biggest difference. So that's kind of my thinking, that 21 is probably not smart anymore. Kira says, my city's Target and Walmart got looted last night, so I'm going to pass on the extended fasting for now. Too much stress. And again, and I'm sorry to hear that, Kira. I think that's the biggest thing I said here at the beginning was, if you're under a lot of stress, there's no sense in putting yourself through a fast. This is why I held off for so long, you guys, doing a corporate fast. You guys know a lot of people were asking me to do this, and I kept putting them off saying, hey, look, people are dealing with COVID-19. It's too much stress. For me personally, it was too much stress. So when I planned this one, I had no idea the whole United States was going to go crazy on us with all these riots and looting and everything that's taking place. So if it's too much stress, I get it. Don't you dare feel bad about that. These videos will be up on demand for you to go watch at jimmyrants.com or on YouTube. So definitely go access them, or on IGTV. Go access them when you are ready, so you can get the encouragement you need. Sibo Scan says, I have started on Sunday. I hope I make it. Well, we'll be here every day to help encourage you, so you're at the right place. Berkeley says, don't forget the electrolyte drops. Oh, I didn't forget. They're called fasting drops from Keto Chow. I love those things. Tammy says, good morning. My fiance thinks I'm going to keel over because I do daily 20-hour fasts. You should tell your fiance, oh, you think 20 hours is going to make me keel over? Yeah, this guy Jimmy Moore is doing 7 days. I'm going to join him. Wait, he may want a divorce before you guys get married. Don't do that, Tammy's. Nancy says, I'm sorry to hear that. Stay safe. That's what's important. Sending love. Yeah, to Kira. I'm sorry, Kira. The longest fast I've ever done is 3 days, says Julia. And a lot of people, yeah, kind of 3 days. But see, here's the thing for me. If you're going to make it 3 days on an extended fast, you're stopping at exactly the time where the nirvana of an extended fast starts to happen. You get to 3 days and you make it all the way to 72 hours of fasting, you can easily run to the finish line of 4, 5, 6, 7. People think that pain that you feel in day 2 and day 3 pushes all the way to 7 days, and it just simply doesn't. We'll get into this probably tomorrow, since tomorrow will be officially day 2 of talking about this. Day 2 tends to be the hardest, sometimes into day 3, but if you get through 3 days, go to 7. Like, literally, you are in such nirvana, it's euphoric once you get into day 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you made it 3 days, try 7. I think you're ready. Nancy says, sucking on pink salt crystals helps me a lot. Yeah, salt is your elixir, you guys. You start feeling hungry, salt. You start getting cravings, salt. You feel like you're gonna bite your husband's head off, salt. Just do it. Norma says, no chewing gum. Yeah, when you chew chewing gum, number one, you're getting the artificial sweetener in there, and that can stoke hunger in a lot of people. But number 2, you are activating your salivary glands, which makes your body think that you're about to get food to digest. And so you're just activating those salivary glands, and then there's no food, it's gonna cause hunger. This is why when you chew gum, and I don't chew gum anymore, but when you chew gum, you tend to get hungry because you're chewing it, and that chewing action activates so many things that is not good. Sparkling water good? Sure. Yeah, that'd be fine. Norma says I have to watch drinking flavored sparkling water, especially the fruit flavors. They make me hungry from the taste. They make you hungry from the taste. They also make you hungry because of the sweeteners as well. Dilly dilly. Just got my electrolytes. What'd you call it, Holly? Relight is the name of your electrolytes. That's awesome. Yeah, there's several electrolyte blends out there. I know Jigsaw Health has Electrolyte Supreme. Relight is good. These fasting drops, really good stuff. So, and then yeah, Redmond's Real Salt definitely will replenish those things. But sounds like you are ready. All right, thank you for those comments, you guys. I'm going to set you to the side and come over here to my YouTube channel. What's up, you guys? I think I saw a few questions come in here. Whole life health. I cannot find you live on Instagram. My kids aren't here to help my anti-tech self. So on Instagram, I am at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN, Livin' Low Carb Man. I think if you do a search of Jimmy Moore, you'll also find me. But once you are there, I go live at 11 a.m. Eastern over here on Instagram, and you should be able to see me if you go to my page, click on my picture, and it should take you right to the live video when we are live. So that's how you find us. But thanks for being here. Dilly says, Shirley, yes, salt is life. Shirley says, I'm reaching 24 hours right at noon. So here we are, 2 minutes away from you making it 24 hours. And 24 hours should be pretty easy, especially those of you who are keto adapted already. 24 is like nothing. You're like another day in keto is what it is. So good job. You're gonna make it, Shirley. Messed up a fast once with a sweetened electrolyte supplement, says Rhonda. Yeah, watch out for the sweeteners, you guys. All right, let's come back over here. We're running out of time. See if there's any last minute comments. Marley said, did you stay feeling good on your 21-day fast previously, besides the stomach growling, otherwise all good? Yeah, I actually did some podcasts because it was promoting my book again, you guys, The Complete Guide to Fasting. This was 4 years ago when this came out. And I was helping promote the book by going on podcasts. And I'd like freak out the podcaster. And they're like, oh, so fasting, have you done some fasting? Oh, I'm in day 12 of a fast. And I would be like so lucid and so like energetic. They would be like, oh my gosh, day 12? But yes, I did feel pretty good. There's a little bit kind of a spacey feeling that you get when you go a longer time. And some of you guys this week, you probably will feel that around maybe day 3, 4. Day 2, 3 is going to be the roughest, which is why I'm going to be here. There will be some Jimmy Rants therapy sessions the next couple of days as you get through the hardest part of a 7-day fast is day 2, 3. But yeah, I guess the description would be spacey. The stomach didn't really growl a whole lot because at some point the stomach's just like, all right, he's not eating for a while. Let's just shut everything down. We'll fire back up the factory when he gets a clue and starts eating again. Jillian says, I remember in my last fast, I had so much energy day 4. Yes, the energy surge correlates with the ketone surge. So watch that. We're going to show that this week, you guys. Sue says, is Smart Water with electrolytes okay? I don't know that name brand. I know Smart Water, but is it no sweetener in there? I think if there's no sweetener, it's probably fine. But make your own electrolytes. Just use salt. Maybe some of these fasting drops or something in your own water. I don't think you need to necessarily get a commercial brand like that. I don't know what the quality of the electrolytes they put in there is. So that would be my only concern. All right, guys. So day number 1 of a 7-day fasting challenge. We're doing water and salt only. If you're joining us, thank you for being here. I'm going to be here all week long to make sure that you guys get full support. I am doing this along with you. I ate my last meal at 10 a.m. today. Had a little stress this morning thinking, oh no, I got to start this fast and I feel like crap. But I had my meal and now I'm officially in my fasting period as well. Do you have any idea how big the fasting group is? Good luck, everyone. Dilly. Sharon, I don't know. I did not put out the call for people to tell me. All I know is between Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and people watching on replay on IGTV and people watching on replay on YouTube and watching on replay on Facebook, it's getting out there in a big way. People are going to come in and out of this at their own leisure, and that's cool. So I don't know how many people are involved, but to me, if one person tries fasting that has never done fasting before, all of this will have been worth it for me. That's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website, and as always, you can engage live in the content, but you got to go follow me right here. Instagram, I am at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. Once you are there, you can engage live in the content. We also do regular content on my Instagram page, stories, all kinds of stuff, but we do go live on Instagram Live 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Sometimes I do 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and I might do a few 5 p.m.s this week because I'm dedicating the morning session to fasting, but I have other things I want to talk about besides fasting. So we might do quite a few 5 p.m. ones this week, so stay tuned, you guys. If you missed the live though, check it out on replay on Instagram TV, IGTV. We also throw them up over on YouTube on replay as well, so go watch them there. Finally, you can also access them on demand, JimmyRants.com. And if you like what we do here and you want to throw a few pennies my way, we do have a Patreon page. Click on that link when you're there, and it helps support what we're doing to keep this content flowing for you. I hope you enjoy what we do here on Jimmy Rants. I try to make it a fun show for you to watch and engage in and learn a little bit. And I really do love doing this show. So thanks for being here today. And until next time, we'll see you then. All righty. Done. Save that bad boy. Sometimes I push download video and it just kind of like does this little circle, 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 and I don't know if it's saving yet. I'll come back to it in a second, but thank you guys for being here today. I noticed here on YouTube, the number of people it shows on is 0, but I know surely I've seen you on there. There's all kinds of you guys on there. So I don't know why the whole time it just showed 0. Oh well, you're not a 0 to me. But thank you guys for being here, YouTube Live. Thank you guys for being here, Facebook Live. Like I said, I definitely want to do other things besides fasting videos this week. So I've got a few ideas for Jimmy Rants episodes at 5 p.m. I do need to go mow my grass today, so I'll be doing that. And I've got a few little things here and there. It's just, we're living our lives. We're all going through this, and it's another day in paradise. So Vicky says, thank you for all you do. Thank you for that. Appreciate you being here, supporting me, supporting my work. I'm just trying to do my part to help change this world. So thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you again soon. Bye. Bye, YouTube.